split decision that I made that projected me toward being an artist. I grew up in Martinsville, not too far from here, and I was an only child. When I was in high school, my father went blind because he had diabetes, and my mother worked at the DuPont plant. Because she did not have a high school diploma, her desire was for me to become a secretary. She thought that was the ideal position. I rejected that idea, but I didn't know someone could major in art. And my senior year in high school, I didn't apply to college. I thought, well, it's no use. I had 2 jobs that year. I was working for a photographer in town, coloring photographs. You can tell my age by that. Because it was before color photography became so popular. But I was learning how to color photographs during the week, and then on the weekend I had a job at Belt Leggett, working as a sales clerk. It was Saturday afternoon, and the minister of education from our church came in and said, "Barbara, where are you going to college?" And I said, "Well, I'm not going. And I really wish I were, because all of my friends are leaving. Some of them had already left. This was like the 3rd or 4th of September. And she didn't say anything else. But Sunday afternoon, this was Saturday afternoon when we were having this conversation. Sunday afternoon, we got a knock on the door. And I went to the door, and that was my minister. And he came in and sat down in the living room with my mother and father. And he said, "Evelyn, Dewey, do you realize that this girl wants to go to college?" They'd never heard anything like this. And he said, "And I think I can get her in." He said, I'm one of the trustees at Averett in Danville. I also know the president of Bluefield College, and I could call them and see if they have a space for her. Well, Mom and Dad agreed, which was to my surprise. So I went to work as usual on Monday. On Tuesday morning, I was at work at my job at the photographer's, and I got a phone call from my minister. And he said, "I just talked with the president of Bluefield College. And he says, if that girl can get up here by 5 o'clock this afternoon, we've had 1 cancellation in the dorm, in the girls' dorm." Well, I had a decision to make. I called my mother at work at DuPont. I said, "Can you come home?" And I told her what Dr. Horn had said. And she came home. We threw all of my clothes in the car, and we drove to Bluefield, and I got there about 5 o'clock that afternoon. But the thing that was wonderful about this is I met this man over here the next night.
Oh.
And guess what I took at Bluefield College? I took a secretarial course. Because my best friend was taking the secretarial course. And for 2 years, Bluefield was a 2-year school then. I graduated with an associate degree, and Kirk also. And he went on to the University of Richmond. We got married between his junior and senior year. And I worked as a secretary to put him through his last year of college, 3.5 years of graduate school. And then 3 children later, we moved to Danville, where he became campus minister at Averett College, which is one of my choices, back. And a perk of him being campus minister at Avery was that I could go to school tuition free. And he encouraged me then. He said, "You've always loved art. Why don't you get an art degree?" So I really had to start all over in college because the 2-year secretarial degree, you know, very few of those courses transferred. So 4 years later, at age 38, I graduated from Avery College, which is now Avery University. When Brian came to our house last summer, he saw Kirk's sculpture, and he liked that. And then I was working on these cards because Kirk and I had decided that we wanted to downsize. We are going to sell our house and perhaps move to a patio home or condo. And I was going through 30 years of paintings, drawings, prints. I'm also a printmaker now. And I was making these cards, and then Brian saw the cards. He said, "Well, we could show the cards and the sculpture together at the Liminal gallery." So that's where the title Downsizing came from. I'm very proud to be a member of the Market Gallery. We've been in business about 10 years now. And if you haven't been over, come over and visit us sometimes. I've been co-president this year, and I think my secretarial skills have helped me to become a better artist. I use both sides of my brain. I have a creative side, but I also have that this side that is willing to plan, and I just feel like I'm a better artist because of it. I want to introduce my husband now, my husband of 51 plus years, and he's going to read a piece called Downsizing.
I've got bigger is better, right? As a child, I like to hear, "What a big boy you are." So I sat on the pot, used my spoon, learned to tie my shoes because I wanted to be big. Big is better, you see. Stood in the doorway, watched the marks grow higher, till one day I was bigger than my older brother. Bigger than my older brother. What a smile, wide grin. I was bigger than my older brother. Bigger is better, you see. Then one night an uncle said, "Why, you're as tall as your daddy, 5'10", as tall as your daddy." When I stood on my tippy toes, I was taller. I had made it. I was bigger than my daddy. Bigger is better, you see. My world still proclaims bigger is better. More is wonderful. Build a mansion. Want to supersize those fries? I'll take a 24-inch pizza. Double pepperoni. Ice cream, ma'am? Make it a double dip. I tell the lady with the scoop. No, triple. Yeah, triple. Bigger is better. Let me drive an SUV, 4-wheel drive, not 2, V8 power. Can I turbocharge that? That'll make it bigger. Silicone implants, male enhancement pills, size matters. Bigger is better, you see. Dream big, I was told. Successful people dream big. The coach blows a whistle, run a mile. Make that 2. Leap tall buildings with a single bound. So fly a 747, not a kite. Read War and Peace, not Walden, it's bigger. Grow a watermelon, not a tomato. So, now I live big. I have shelves of books, diplomas on the wall, widescreen TV, lots of plaques, certifying that I'm a big man in this world. I'm a big man. I've been places, seen things, big things, mountains, pyramids, oceans, the Grand Canyon, the Big Apple, the Great Wall, Eiffel Tower, Big Ben, yeah. Big, big. I've got it all. I've got it large. I've got it big. So two people live in a big house with 3 bathrooms. You never know when you gotta go. 3 thermostats. It can be cold and hot at the same time. 3 vehicles in the driveway. You can drive 2 cars at once. The bigger is better, you see. So here I stand, an old man. My doctor says I've shrunk. I'm depressed. I'm half an inch shorter. I am shorter than my daddy. 1 finger has been damaged. It is shorter too. And my lifeline, it's not only wrinkled, it's shorter as well. So, if I can't get bigger, I'll get smaller. I'll downsize. I will murmur a new mantra. Small is nice. Yeah, small is nice. Besides, that bigger business didn't always work. It was such a struggle. Try parking a stretch limo, mowing a big lawn, big mortgage, big bills. Frankly, it was a big headache, big worry, big hassle, big lie. I will murmur a new mantra. Small is nice. Yeah, small is nice. Give me a 2-bedroom condo. I'll do with 1 car. One of the TV sets will go. So will the workshop with the big drill, the big saw, the big projects. Now the projects will be small, precise, exquisite. I will downsize my travels and my dreams. My short trips will become intense. My small dreams will be technicolor with surround sound. Life is big enough for me now. I will treasure small things. The sound of the children running through the lawn sprinkler, a bird song, hot showers, watermelon, red velvet cake, T-bone steak, a lingering touch, a Chopin sonata, a wink, watching the sandpipers outrun the surf, something they always do, sunset, the smell of candles burning, roses, an infant grasping my finger. Small is nice. Yes, small is nice. Ma'am, I'll just have a small personal pizza, please. A small piece of pie afterwards with a scoop of ice cream. No, hold the ice cream. I'm downsizing. Small is nice, right?